Hello. How you guys are doing tonight on this nice Thursday? It's like my internet connection may be doing a little trippity trip. Let me take a look here. Hey guys. My internet connection may. Oh, looks like it's doing pretty good. All right, so let me do a little bit of the here. Hey guys. So I just let me cut it down here. It looks like it's going good. So guys, my name is Yvette Blatt in the credit plug, and I come to you. I come to you tonight because I want to talk about the W-4. And did the IRS ask you to borrow your money before they just, take it and they continue to do so? So we want to try to break it down, try to make it make a little bit of sense and how we can actually benefit from the W-4. I know in my neck of the woods, my group, my folk, we actually call it the wealth form. So my connection looks like it is freezing, but it doesn't look like it's doing too much for you. It's doing pretty good for you guys on there. All right, guys. So again, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in, and I'm gonna actually do a lot of share, like do some sharing of my screen, especially if my technology will allow me to do so, because we're gonna talk some facts. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna really get down and dirty, and we're going to talk about this. You guys see it? Okay, awesome. You guys see it. So let me pull it back up for me to see it. Give me one sec, guys. Talk about the W-4, because I know for me, it was a time not too long ago that I was struggling. I was living check to check. I was, trying to figure out how I was going to be able to, get all my bills paid and even, try to have a little fun. But, I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to, go out. I mean, I know, it was a pandemic and everything. So we was, sitting at home. But even then, just struggling, trying to pay my bills with the money that was coming in. And it was constant. I was always robbing Peter to pay Paul. And, I'm gonna pay a little bit on this bill and pay a little bit on this one, and just trying to figure things out. And when I started finding, different financial strategies and learning financial literacy and learning different wealth strategies, and how there are people that, working a job, able to pay their bills. And a lot of it starts with the amount of taxes that's being deducted from our checks. I mean, whether we like it or not, the IRS takes our taxes first. That's what they do. They take their money out first. So I just wanted to, talk to you a little bit about that, and to get my little notes here, because I did make some notes because I had some facts tonight here. And facts, you definitely want to make sure you're checking your tax withholding every year. Especially, you can check it when you have like a major life change. And a lot of people don't realize that. So when you get a new job, you need to revisit your W-4. When you get paid for other work outside of your job, you need to revisit that W-4. When you have like major income changes, you need to revisit your W-4. When you get married, when the birth of a child, or you adopt a child, you need to be revisiting your W-4. And then, guys, even when you like purchase a home, that is also a time that you need to revisit your W-4. And I'm just here to impress upon you the importance of, checking your W-4. And while we consider it a wealth form, because I know for me, it took me from living check to check to being able to, pay all my bills, as well as start, save emergency savings, as well as start paying down some debt. So, it's very important. And a lot of people don't, realize this, because there's just several reasons that you just want to check this withholding. It could protect against you having too little tax withholding. They could be taking out too little, and then you're faced with this big unexpected tax bill or penalty at tax time. You never know. I mean, you could be one of the, that the IRS does approximate about 80% of taxpayer overpay their taxes. Okay, but you could be in the 20% where you're over there, where they're taking out too little because all of your income is not being reported, and then you're stuck with a big tax bill. That's something you want to find out as soon as possible so you can start making the proper arrangements, the proper steps, doing the proper things so you won't be stuck with that big tax bill. And then also it also lets you adjust your tax withholding up front. You can adjust it and you can receive a bigger paycheck and a smaller refund at tax time. Now, I got this information directly off IRS.gov, and we're going to definitely go there in a little bit. But I did want to let you know that one of the best ways to improve your personal finances is improved by improving your cash flow. When you start improving your cash flow, you then able to restructure your expenses so you're minimizing your taxes, and then you're also able to minimize your debt, and then it drastically improves your cash flow. We have a system that actually provides solutions for that. Solutions for improving your cash flow by utilizing a form that we all have access to. If you have a job, if you have an employer, if you get a W-2 at the end of the year to be able to file your income taxes, you have access to this W-4, this wealth form. So one of the best sources to start processing for obtaining extra cash flow is for W-2 employer is to correct your W-4. That is the best way. And then once you start getting those dollars back in, then we definitely have, programs and strategies to help you be able to, like we said, restructure your expenses. But first, we need to get as much money into your paycheck as possible. You're already working for it. You earned it. The IRS didn't ask you to borrow it. They're not paying you any interest on it. So it just makes sense. It makes sense to revisit your W-4 and see if you're drastically overpaying, okay? And we do provide, training that will help you educate to shift those tax dollars back into your pocket. And that actually creates positive cash flow. And that positive cash flow then can be used to eliminate debt, invest, save, improve your lifestyle. That's the goal. We want to improve the lifestyle. And then if we're able to recapture the money that is already ours, then that's the awesome part of it. And this just pretty much goes back over what I was telling you before about why you want to do this, because you could be having too little taxes withheld and you're facing a tax penalty and you don't know it till tax time, or the average refund is $3,000. You may prefer to have less taxes withheld up front and then have more of that into your paycheck, okay? So what I wanted to definitely do is go over to IRS.gov, and I'm showing you me actually typing it in because people like, ugh. So we're going to go over to IRS.gov, and when we go over to IRS.gov, they made it so easy for us, guys. All we have to do now, because we had to go through all these forms, but actually all we have to do now is under tools and applications, it's right there, the tax withholding estimator. So this is where you would go to use your tax to make, and it actually says, make sure you have the right amount of taxes withheld from your check. And then you'll just click on the hyperlink, and I'm not going to actually fill it out, but I wanted to show you exactly where you would go. So to use this tool, it's telling you, you will estimate your federal income tax withholding. You'll see how your refund, take-home pay, or taxes are affected by withholding amount. Choose an estimated withholding amount that works for you. Results are as accurate as the information you enter. So, since the results are as accurate as the information that you enter, it's going to be very important to make sure that you're gonna need your pay stubs. You're gonna need your pay stubs for your jobs. If you're married parents, you need your spouses as well. Especially if you file jointly, you need all your current pay stubs, because you want to give the best, the most accurate information so that you can get the best, most accurate results. If you have any side jobs, self employment, investments, you definitely want to have that. And then it does help to have your most recent tax return. And then you just go through the actual withholding. I mean, you actually use it, okay? Now, they do tell you if you have a pension but not a job, this is not going to be the tool for you, okay? If you are a non resident alien status, this is not going to be the tool for you. Or if you have a tax situation that is complicated, and they give you all the information to let you know, as well as the frequently asked questions. And then they go on, guys, because this is where I got my information from, to tell you when to check it, why to check it, more information about it. And then it gives you the actual form that we're talking about. And then it goes on to say, use your estimate to change your tax withholding amount on your W-4 or keep it the same. And it tells you if you want to change it, you can change it. If you want to keep it the same, don't do anything. So it tells us all the information that we need to know about the tax withholding, the W-4. So, guys, this is straight from the IRS website. Everything is legal, above board, and it tells you that you can actually go through and see how your taxes, how much is being taken out, and how that is affecting your take home pay, and what you can do to change it if you so choose to. You can choose to leave it the same and allow the IRS to just, take money out your account, borrow from you, and then pay it back to you on tax time. Or you can choose to have it dispersed to you throughout the year on your actual paycheck, so you can stop robbing Peter to pay Paul, so you can stop living paycheck to paycheck. Because for me being able to go through this form, and by the grace of God, I was able to do it in February. So that gave me a lot of time, more months than doing it at the end. But still, you never know, because for me, even in February, I was almost going to be overpaid. I was overpaying, and I was able to adjust it. And um, I was able to increase my check by $200 per check, which I get paid bi-weekly. So that's $400 a month that was able to come into my household. So that saved me from having to get a part-time job. So I'm able to, actually get some information. This is a wealth strategy. This is what people use to actually start to create wealth while they're still working a job. And a lot of times, we say the information, the people that know the information, they don't want to tell nobody. They want to hoard all the information. But in this instance, that is not the case, because the IRS on their website is giving you everything you need to know to be able to correct this form and know that the correct amount of taxes is being deducted from your paycheck. So it's up to you to actually do the process and do the work. It's free. No one's charging you anything. And even the information I'm giving you now is free. No one is charging you anything. However, if you don't take the steps, you're missing out on money that could be entering into your pocket. And I wanted you to also take a look at this, before we want to show you some other people that it's actually working for as well. And I'm not going to go, this is just going through actually the withholdings and other things, but I wanted to go to the end of the withholdings, because you sometimes you don't get the point till you get the point, and sometimes you don't see it till you see it. And so bear with me a couple moments, because this is something I really want you to see. It's at the end, and it's taking forever, and I know it's probably because I'm sharing. Give me one more moment. And this is a nice tool as well. The system actually gives it, show this the training that we had that will be on your website when you actually sign up for the system, and it goes through step by step and gives you an example of a family, married couple, kids, and all of their information to show you how you would actually input it. Okay. And so they're just going through like the standard deduction, and these are all the questions that they ask, and this is everything that you would fill out while you are actually going through the tax withholding. And I'm telling you, everyone with a job that you get a W-2 at the end of the year, it just makes sense to go through this form, because you just never know how much money you're leaving on the table. And what I really want to show you is coming. I'm sorry, guys, it's taking so long. What I really want to show you is what's really at stake, okay? Because, okay, so I'm going to stop here at the result. So after they filled out all of the information on the tax withholding, if you can see the results that they said that they will pay, they've overpaid. If the Johnsons do not update their W-4, they will pay $6,888 in taxes and overpay by $2,895. So that is an overpayment of $2,895. That would be what they would receive as a refund. Okay, so what that means is to say is it equals to $241.25 per month that they're overpaying in taxes. Okay, so that's the results when they went through the actual estimator. Okay, they're overpaying $241. All right, now what they decided to do with the extra money, they decided, okay, so we're going to adjust our withholdings, and that $241, we're going to get that back each check. But instead of getting it back, they learned about the advantages of investing into their 401k, and they started a home-based business. So they decided to invest the $2,885 towards their 401k, right? Okay, so they invested that money because, you see, instead of the IRS being able to hold on to your money, collecting interest and making money off your money, you could have that money coming into your paycheck to where you're set up to start making money off your money. Okay, so let me see if they... Okay, so they added their business income because now they're starting a business, and then they went through it again. And when they added the business, and they invested the money into their 401k, added a business, that gave them additional tax deductions. So now they have a tax obligation of $3,000. Their tax obligation was $6,000. Okay, it went down to $3,045, which means they picked up an extra. I'm sorry, the tax obligation was like $4,000, remember, because they had $688, and then they were overpaying by $28.96. They invested that. Then their tax went from like $4,000 down to $3,045. Then they picked up an extra $948 in savings when they made those two changes. Those two changes lowered their tax liability. Okay, and they were able to, let me see if they're going to show, they were able to, what we call is income shift. Okay, so they were able to contribute an additional $2,845 to their 401k. Companies give you the match. They lowered their taxes. So they were able to income shift $6,738 by doing two simple strategies. And they income shifted $6,000. Okay, and it all started from the W-4. Okay, it all started from the W-4. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's too good to be true. I don't know. It sounds illegal. I don't know. But I just want to show you it is happening. People are doing this. Okay, they are doing this. Janetta, she legally gave herself a pay raise of $258 per month come into our household. If you can use an additional $258, drop the 258 in the comment section, because this is real changing. We have Tammy. She reminded me of somebody else. Tammy, she bought an additional $714 back home per month. Okay, there's a lot of other these are credit, and we definitely are, credit driven, a credit program. However, there are so many more strategies beyond the credit repair that it's just a no-brainer. And I was trying to get to some more. I can't get to them, but there are so many people that have been able to revisit the W-4, and these are just crazy testimonies with credit increases and things being removed off their credit. And you definitely can get your credit straightened out. We're definitely improving credit scores. We're helping people get cars, and people waking up to perfect. That is definitely happening here. That is, we're not even saying that is not happening here. But beyond the credit, guys, beyond the credit, we are helping you to bring additional cash flow in your home by revisiting a form that you should revisit anyway. You should revisit it anyway. And that is part of the program where you have to review, not have to, because you can't make anyone do anything, but that is the first step. Because once you start being able to bring in additional cash flow, then you're able to start actually really working on your credit. Not saying you have to have money to start working on your credit, but you have to think about it. You have to mail off letters. You want to get them notarized. There's certain things you want to do to make sure you get the results that you're looking for. So in order to have additional cash flow coming to your house, using a form that you have to fill out anyway, that you work for the money anyway. The IRS has not said cat, dog, nothing about, you know, they're telling you on their website, but they're not going to stop taking them funds out your check until you actually do make the first step. So if you never make the first step, then you're going to be in a situation where you're going to constantly and continuously overpaying your taxes, and then you're going to be stuck in the cycle that you're in, where you're living from paycheck to paycheck, and you don't have to. That's not necessary. You do not have to live paycheck to paycheck when you're working, if you just take heed to just revisiting your W-4. And once you revisit your W-4, and I'm trying to find, I know it's some more, and they're down here, and everything is all mixed in. And I know, and then my internet is going slow, but you see that the program works. The credit, we understand that. The credit definitely, people's credit is being repaired. It's no doubt about it. However, when you start thinking about personal finance, when you start thinking about the bigger picture, you have to be honest with yourself and be real and say, you need additional cash flow. You need more money coming into your household. And if you don't, then your kids may need more money coming into your household. And a lot of time, it's not about the money that you need that month coming into your household. You have to think about long term. You have to think about we have to start creating, getting wealth mindsets and mindsets of thinking, how can my money make more money? Because until the point you get to your money making more money, then it's going to be so hard for us to catch up, and definitely hard to, start saving realistically for retirement and being able to keep up with the actual demands, the lifestyle that we're living now. Because listen, okay, here go another one. We have my man King Lami here. He was able to bring an additional 1,421, is that $27. Do you know how? Oh my God. Do you see how big that is? He legally gave himself a pay raise of $1,427 per month. That's how much he was overpaying in taxes. What could that do for your household? What could that do for your 401k? What could that do for your investments? What could that do for your emergency saving fund? Because, guys, we have to stop being reactive and start being proactive. Here's a situation where you're living check to check, you have a job, but it's always before the next payday, a couple days before, a day before, your money just is gone. You have more month than you have money. And you don't have to live that way if you just take heed, take a look at your W-4 and see Just see, no one is forcing you to change it. No one is telling you that this is what you have to do. We're just making a suggestion that you have options. And when you look at the W-4 and you know what you're working with, then you can make an educated decision to whether you want to leave it the same and have them, overpay in taxes and receive a refund at the end of the year during tax time, or you can adjust your W-4, and the actual withholding form shows you how to adjust your W-4, and you can have that money dispersed to you throughout the year. Use the extra money to start creating the lifestyle that you would like by learning additional strategies to be able to take yourself from point A to point B, take yourself from living check to check to be in a financial secure position. Because I'm telling you guys, just six short months ago, I was living check to check. I was running out of money before the end of the month. Literally, it was more days in the month than I had a check. And thanks to this program, not only do I make a weekly check, but I was able to legally give myself a pay raise of $400. Let me see if I can find a couple more, because this is so life changing, and I want you to catch this. I want you to see this, because it's important. And we talk about breaking curses, and we talk about building generational wealth, and we talk about all these great grand ideas, and they're awesome, and I'll talk about it as well because that's what I believe in. However, we have to start, and if you don't have a starting place, then it's going to be hard for us to get to that end spot. And the place to start for most of us, because we do work a job, because we do work for someone else, because they do take up a lot of our time, and the IRS take a lot of taxes from us. The best place for most of us to start is with our W-4. And when we start with our W-4, it opens up so much more cash flow, opens up so many more opportunities. I don't know why I did this. So many more opportunities for us to be able to do different things, for us to be able to start that savings, that emergency savings account. Because think of, if you don't have an emergency savings account, what happens when you have an emergency? You walk outside and your car doesn't start. That has happened to me. That has happened to a lot of people. What happens when you roll over tire and now you need new tires? Where are you getting this money from? So if you don't have that emergency fund set up, then you're already setting yourself up for disaster, setting yourself up for a situation where you're going to need money and you don't have it. And a lot of us are scratching our head and wondering where we're going to get all this extra money from. Look, we have another one where we're going to get all this extra money from, and it's in front of us. It's in front of us. It's in front of us. You earned it. You keep it. She was able, young lady here, able to cash flow $1,400 a month. She was able to adjust her W-4. And this is the outcome. This is the result. $1,400, $1,400 per month. If you can use an additional $1,400 a month, I need you to put that in the comment section, because that's nothing to play with. If you had an additional $1,400 a month, would you think about trying to DoorDash and take more time away from your family? Would you think about getting a second job, taking away more time away from your family? Would you still be able to stop living from check to check if you was able to adjust your W-4 and get an additional $1,400 per month? Now, I'm not saying that's what you're going to get, because the results is going to be based on the information you input. Your situation, taxes is a situational thing, your situation. But imagine if that was what that was due back to you, and you decided that you didn't want to, you didn't pursue it. So now you don't even know about it. So it's like, you need to understand these things so you can start to get out of a place of lack, get out of a place of not having, get out of a place of going your money ending before your month does. And that's real, and that's serious, because I was there. I was there wondering, okay, so I guess this time, this check, I'll pay the light bill, and then next check I'll pay this bill, and then I'll pay half on this. I'll set a payment arrangement on this. When aren't you getting tired of that cycle and living like that? It's time out for living like that. No, we don't want to live like that. We have another one. She was able to get an extra $250 a month. And that may seem small to you, but that is life changing for a lot of people. That will carry them to the next check. Okay, we have more, and I'm glad they're kind of together right now. We have you. This is Yolanda. I'm sorry. We have Yolanda. She gave herself $430 a month. $430 a month. That was her pay raise. We have Sherelle here. She gave herself $600 a month. Guys, people are revisiting the form, and it is paying off for them. Would it pay off for you? It can, but you'll never know if you don't look at it. We have Shawnee here, $400 a month. That is big. That is part-time. I don't have to get a part-time job. I can go to my baby's PTA meetings. I can be in attendance to football games. I can spend more time with my family. Because the point is, at some point, we want to get to the point where we can start buying back our time. Time is the most valuable resource we have. And we were fooled into believing that time is money. And it's not. It's not. Time is so much more valuable than money. It's so much more valuable than money. And until we get to the point where we're starting to buy our time back, we're not going to be able to live that abundant life, because we're not going to be able to spend the time with our children to see them grow up. If I had this information, I would have loved to have this information 10, 15 years ago, so I could have been more present in my daughter's life. She's actually in her third year of college, and yes, we're able to spend time together now, but she'll be 21 in November. And if I would have known this stuff 10 years ago, as much time I could have spent with her, I would have been able to spend more time with her, because I would have known I was getting overtaxed, and I could have got that money back and been able to start investing that money, getting out of debt, having investments, and being able to do some real things for her. But I didn't have this information. I didn't have anyone on live telling you, how to revisit your W-4 and, the benefit that it has for you. And I'm not even going to go any further. I'm going to stop right there, because this is enough to know, for you to know that it works if you work it. If you actually take heed to the information, go to the IRS.gov over here. You go over here and use the tax withholding to see, just to see if it's beneficial to you. Then you can see for yourself, and you can make a decision for yourself. And who knows, you may be sitting like some of these ladies and saying that you were able to get $600 back per month, $400 back per month, $430 back per month. And you were able to use that money to start building upon other financial strategies that you will learn with this system. Okay? We have a solution for you getting from being a 9-to-5, barely making ends meet, living check to check, to start to create wealth, start to create investments, start to get out of debt, start to build your credit, start to give yourself a legal pay raise, and it's starting to increase your cash flow. We have the solution that you're looking for. We have the solution to help you get into that house, to help you get the lowest interest rate possible on that car, because you are able to improve your credit, because you are able to give yourself a legal pay raise, get yourself out of debt, as well as build new credit, build your credit up. So now you're able to get these lower interest rates. You're able to get the car that you want. You're able to get the house that you want. You understand what I'm saying? It's a way for you to get what you want. The dreams that you have for yourself and for your family. And maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have any dreams for yourself and your family. But I would hate to think that, because we all do. We all dream of more. We all dream of a time where we can do more, be more, and have more. I would hope so. And some of us stop dreaming, and that is very tragic. That is very tragic. And I just behoove you to just go back, dream, and realize that there are funds. There are funds out here that you work for, that the IRS has told you they overtaxing you, and that you can revisit your W-4 and maybe put more money back into your household so you can stop living check to check. So you can go from the place where you're living from going from check to check to being able to start creating a positioning yourself to where your money is starting to make money for you. Okay. And the more money you can start saving and investing, the sooner you can start doing that, the more money you can start making. And currently, I'm telling you, currently we have a solution that is currently on sale for $99.95, where you will be involved, get involved in the system, website, low overhead. It gives you a home-based business. You start receiving tax deductions for being a home-based business, okay? As well as you learn different strategies on how to actually capitalize on correcting your W-4 and going from check to start creating wealth for your family, okay? So if you guys want any information, definitely leave me a message or go in my inbox and say W-4. I will give you information on the W-4 as well as strategies on what to do with that extra money, because you don't want to get the money and we use it like we use our refund. Like every year we just keep buying the same stuff. I don't know how many TVs. I don't know how many TVs we go through in a year. I don't know how many cars we can, buy your own. I don't know how much stuff that we can buy, but it's time to stop buying stuff and start accumulating assets. That's what's going to start making us money and help our money make money so that we can get out of the situation that we're currently in. Okay. So guys, I love you. And I know you guys can be anywhere in the world, but you decided to spend a couple moments with me, and your girl appreciate it. So again, I am Yvette Blanton, the credit plug, and I will see you on the next video. Good night. Good night. Good night.